Hey guys, this is version 5.0 of the camera rig setup. Thought I'd do a quick intro, let you guys meet Sagan. Say hello. Say hello. This is Carl Sagan's namesake here. You could care less, right? You don't care about telescopes, do you? Nah, you just want belly rubs. I know what you want. I know. Anyway, so this is my final setup, I say. I can't imagine any changes that I want to make to this specific rig now. Invested quite a bit of money recently on this right here. This is the Pegasus Astro V2, I believe, Power Block V2. I don't know. I'll put the details in the description. The blue box is the Pegasus Astro. The black box on top is a little mini PC. The greatest thing about this setup is that I now only have one single power cable going down to my battery. And so this is like the holy grail for astrophotographers, to minimize all cables coming off the mount. I'll give you a quick walkthrough here. So we've got the Pegasus Astro here that provides USB switchable hub and power along the back here, and also focus control. And everything is going into the little mini PC here on top. So also plugged into the mini PC, there's a little router here, a little mini, it runs off of USB power. So USB power going into the mini PC there, and a hardline Ethernet cable that also plugs into the mini PC here. So that provides a USB or a Wi-Fi hotspot that I'm able to connect to on my laptop, and then I remote into it using TeamViewer. Guide scope is the same, little Stellarvue FV50, I believe they call that. It's a 210 millimeter focal length. And I'm using a Starshoot auto guider, old school auto guider, but you know what? It works fantastic. So another real quick detail about the little mini PC. So it's got 64 gigs of onboard storage space. Windows 10 Pro takes up about 10 gigs. And then all of my other programs, Astro programs, run about another 10 or 15 gigs. It's got 128 gig SD card. And then also, you'll notice this cable here that goes underneath. There's actually, underneath here, a little 256 gig SSD that I actually store to. So that's my storage files. That way, at the end of the night, I can just unplug this USB cable, take this drive in the house, put it in my desktop, and start imaging. Got little labels on everything because I have such a hard time remembering things. So this is actually a guide for me for the Pegasus Astro to tell me where things are plugged in. Currently I have the router plugged in here, but normally the router would be plugged in down here. The really great part is that all of my cables, this is the USB to the camera, power to the camera, and USB to the filter, are all in this little sheath cable here that go into the Ultimate Power Box there. And power for the mount is actually going here and is kind of cable managed down here, goes into the mount there. USB for the mount actually goes here, and it wraps around and goes into the telescope, into the Ultimate Power Box as well. So the great thing is everything balances really well. Everything is unlocked right now, so you can see. And my biggest concern was these two cables here that plug into the USB and the power. They're static positions on the mount. But as you can see, as I move the telescope around, I can go pretty much any position and nothing happens. Going over to the other side of the sky here, pointing north on the west side of the meridian, and here's pointing south on the east side of the meridian. And so all of my cable management is worked out. I still haven't quite figured out exactly how I'm going to manage the power cable that's coming off of the back of the Ultimate Power Box here. Right now it's just kind of dangling. It doesn't put any real tension or weight on the mount. And it's going down into this battery box here, which this is just a temporary battery that I use when I'm in the house, just testing software and running things like this set up in the house. It runs off of this battery. I'll show you what I use in the field. So this is a Goal Zero Yeti 400 is the model. This is actually what I take out in the field with me. It's on charge right now. As you can see, it's fully charged. And it's got a secondary battery that's plugged in that's just kind of looped into it there, so it basically doubles the power of the Yeti 400. I have ran an entire 3 nights in the field, and from sunset to almost sunrise till probably 3 or 4 a.m. and it has only used about probably 50, 55, 60% of the power running 3 full nights like that. So more than adequate in the field. I think the thing I like the most about this rig is that besides the mount itself, the physical mount itself, and the tripod, everything fits in these cases right here. So I can take this in a small car now, where the system I was using before I used to have to haul around in my SUV. So that's what I really, really like about this setup.